All right, so I just got done watching this Triple G versus Canelo robbery, right? And basically, this fight is exactly what's wrong with boxing. They sit there and they hype this fight up for, basically 2 years. So for all this time, um, Triple G been basically calling out Canelo because Canelo is the money man. And finally, the fight gets made, right? Fight gets made, and it was a halfway decent fight. I think that Triple G came in and he did his thing. Canelo tried to, I guess, come with his game plan or whatever. It just didn't work out tonight, right? So once again, Triple G did his thing. I predicted a knockout. I thought that Triple G was going to knock him out in the 10th round, and unfortunately that didn't happen. And I think the reason why that didn't happen is because Triple G didn't go to the body during the fight. And if he would have went to the body, I think he possibly would have got Canelo out of there earlier. But it is what it is. So now we get to putting the fight in the judge's hands. I forgot exactly who it was that I was watching, but somebody else that I was watching on TV kind of said that where Canelo is the money man, and also he has home court advantage because more people in the States know him than the people that know Triple G in the States. So Triple G is kind of trying to make his name. Canelo has already made his name. He's, the fan favorite or whatever, and we all know that Triple G was the favorite coming into the fight. But we all knew that Triple G couldn't put this fight into the judge's hands. Now, not saying that he did it on purpose because both of these guys are elite fighters. They beat some of or almost all of the best fighters in the world in their weight class. So it's nothing to take away from those two, but it's just the sport of boxing on a whole. When we talk about boxing, we always talk about how do we get the casual fans to watch boxing? How do we get the casual fans in on this? Well, you get the casual fans in by making it an honest sport. Anybody watching that fight, anybody who watches boxing, who's seen that fight, has to know that Triple G won that fight. Whether you was going for Canelo or not, you have to look at that fight and you could see it's like Stephen A. Smith says, clear. It's clear. It's clear that Triple G won that fight. It's no way on earth that you could declare Canelo the winner in that fight. And as I'm watching it, I'm listening to the commentators and I'm listening to what's going on, and I'm hearing Roy Jones talk about, I guess he's satisfied with the outcome of the fight because neither fighter clearly was the victor in the match. And I'm like, dude, what fight were you watching? What fight were you watching? Canelo won 4 rounds, maybe 5 the most. 4 rounds, maybe 5 the most. And they declared this shit a draw. Canelo landed some hard punches, yes, especially later on in the fight. He landed a nice overhand right, clean punch. And Triple G just ate that shit. Triple G was pressing the action throughout the entire fight. He was landing the jabs. He landed a couple of shots that really put it into Canelo's mind like, yo, this dude is the truth. And I feel like Canelo kind of figured that out. Canelo got tired after maybe 5 or 6 rounds. Let's say 6 or 7 rounds. Canelo was tired. You could see that he was really gassed, and he was able to kind of muster up enough energy to fight in spurts. But I'm so disappointed at this fight because this is not what boxing needs. This is not what boxing needs. Boxing needs an action fight, a knockout, and for it to be called fairly. This fight was not called fairly. There's no way that this fight ends in a draw. So now we're talking about a rematch. And when I look at that, I say to myself, I'm glad I didn't spend the $80 to purchase this fight just for the judges, for it to go to the judges and get robbed. I'm glad I didn't spend that $80. I support, I encourage people to bootleg the fights, bootleg the next fight until until boxing as a sport gets it together and says, yo, we can't do with this corruption no more. We can't do with the money grabs where we got all these people hyped up for this fight. We get the fight, and two of the guys at the top of the division, it's not clear. Triple G wasn't head and shoulders above Canelo like that to just go in and knock him out. And Canelo was not good enough to stop Golovkin from winning the fight. And that's basically what it is. So when I look at this, once again, I'm just so disappointed that we got this build up. We got Oscar De La Hoya trashing this fight, trashing Mayweather, saying this is a real fight. We got ESPN, we got all these people hyping this shit up, and they just like, yo, this is the fight, this is the fight. And I'm thinking to myself like, yo, this is the fight. This is the fight that I want to see. We finally got this shit. And once again, it wasn't the greatest fight on earth, but Triple G won. But y'all ain't give him the decision. So I'm looking for this, and I'm saying I'm so disappointed in the outcome once again. I'm so disappointed in what Roy Jones had to say. I'm so disappointed even Max Kellerman. He's watching the fight and he's talking about how I guess Harold Letterman, they looking at the Letterman card, and Max is sitting there talking about, oh, I could easily see a couple of these rounds being swing rounds for Canelo and blah, blah, blah. What fucking fight are you watching, dude? What fight are you watching? Canelo won 4 rounds at best in that fight. And those 4 rounds that he won was probably later on in the fight. And it was maybe round 2. Round 3 was maybe a swing round. So maybe, he definitely won round 12. And you could probably give him like, somewhere around 9 or 10 or some shit like that. Whatever it is, man. Canelo did not do enough to win that fight. Triple G did enough for him to get a decision win in that fight. I wish he would have knocked him out. I wish he would have went to the body more instead of head hunting. And, that was his game plan. His game plan worked, if you ask me. If you look at their faces at the end of the fight, Canelo was a little more lumped up than Triple G was. But, damn, man, it's so disappointed that I love this sport so much. And you get these big fights and they don't live up to the hype. And it really, really sucks because boxing is such a great sport. But as y'all already know, I'm one half of the Bootleg Cable Podcast. My homie Killer, probably knocked out sleep right now. But please, subscribe to our page. We cover boxing, we cover sports, we cover any and everything, entertainment, conspiracy, music, all of that stuff, man. Please subscribe to Bootleg Cable Podcast on SoundCloud, and also please hit that subscribe button on YouTube. If you like the analysis that I broke down, hit that like button. If you feel the same way I feel, or if you feel the opposite, comment, let me know how you feel. And once again, man, please subscribe to Bootleg Cable Podcast. It's your boy P Double. I'm out. Deuces.